I never was a dancer before.
You nailed the dancing.
Thank you.
I wish to promote you, Mr. Presley. Are you ready to fly?
I'm ready. Ready to fly.
I think that the film is going to make the audience discover new things about Elvis. For you, what was the most surprising thing you learned about him in your research?
The fact that he was a twin. And all that goes into that. His twin brother, Jesse, who he's in the womb with and experiencing his first human connection with. Suddenly, when they're born, Jesse's stillborn. Elvis's parents are experiencing the most grief they've ever felt. So from the moment that he's born, his other half is missing. But he's also seen as a miracle in his mother's eyes.
When I'm watching a biopic, I can't stop thinking about how the director chooses what to show and what to cut. How did you work these choices in Elvis?
You have to always keep thinking of how do you keep the audience engaged in the big idea of the movie, you know, like on the story basically. Because if the story goes like this, like an arc, if you do a U-turn like that and you get lost, they might enjoy that bit, but you've lost them for the next bit. It's really like architecture.
In that moment, Elvis the man was sacrificed, and Elvis the God was born.
I'm gonna show you what the real Elvis is like tonight.
We know that thousands of women fell in love with Elvis, but what do you think that made him fall in love with Priscilla?
Ooh. I think she had a lot of room for love, had a sensitivity to her that was genuine, and I think she really saw him and cared about him for who he was, not just because he was, you know, the Elvis Presley. They stayed very, very good friends, and I think that's an incredible testament to their connection and how much that they really cared about each other, you know? I think that's a really important takeaway from their story and their love story.
I think if you dream it, you'll do it.
Never met anyone like you.
I hope not.
For a part of the audience, I think it's going to be the first time hearing the names of Rosetta and Little Richard. So for you, what's the meaning of introducing these legends to more people?
She invented rock and roll, and it's mind-blowing to think that someone that has had such a profound influence on music is so unknown still. It isn't just a thing of like, oh, she was one of the earliest people to do it. It's that she actually invented things.
I think it's just exciting to be able to get a little bit of backstory, get a little bit more perspective on, you know, why his music sounds the way it does.
When you think about Prince and Charles Gambino and Andre 3000, they all took pages out of Little Richard's book. It's important that we learn that in this film. It's important that we highlight who the originators, the inventors, the architects are of rock and roll.
He also is in one of the few white houses in a black neighborhood, and so he's going to gospel churches and down on Beale Street. And the fact is, we do not have Elvis without black music.
Martin Luther King has been shot to death in Memphis.
That's all right for you.
Tragedy, but it has nothing to do with us.
It has everything to do with us.
When you have to choose an actor to be Elvis, what are the most important things you look for and that you found in Austin?
I still don't believe I found Austin. It's some kind of miracle, really. I really didn't think I'd find someone who could not impersonate Elvis, but show his humanity. What Priscilla said, Lisa Marie, is that you get to meet someone you didn't know. You might know the word Elvis, but you get to meet a person that nobody knew.
I just want to say that you nailed the dancing. Is it a natural talent?
Thank you. I never was a dancer before. I'm very shy and pretty introverted, so I used to never dance. I really discovered a love for it while doing this. It's all about the music moving him, and so I had many moments where I felt that.
He's an icon for a reason, and that's a lot to do with just the authenticity of his interest and his style and his sound and his heart, and it still lives on today.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's Elvis Presley.